Today we've got Peter Flynn, co-founder and managing director of Whitewall Web, and Latif Khyber, CEO and co-founder of NeoCat. Welcome, guys.
Thanks.
Peter, I'll start with you. Unlike most entrepreneurs, you kind of found it a bit tough getting into it at first. I mean, you had difficulty finding a job, and this kind of goes against the whole natural entrepreneur idea of people, where they just suddenly find themselves jobs and get into it. What do you feel, or what kind of advice do you have for aspiring entrepreneurs who are finding it a bit difficult and gritty at the start?
I think my situation was that I found myself, I studied an English major and did a little bit of web writing as part of my course, and then just didn't find a job that really suited me in that sphere, and was struggling to find a job at the time. And eventually I found myself writing business proposals for web company, and ultimately went freelance and started my own business. But I think what happened is I realized quite early that one of the benefits of having your own business is that you own your own job, and you're the last person to lose your job in the worst case scenario. So that's quite a nice, secure position to be in. And also you get to make your own decisions, which are all benefits. So it's tough to get your own business going, but once you get over the hump of that, there are a lot of real benefits.
I'm glad you brought up the fact, that you've studied English. I think your academic background includes English, economics, and philosophy. How did that kind of inform your choice in IT, and how did that add to kind of what you do in the IT field as an entrepreneur?
Yeah. Look, I read a lot of stuff subsequent to doing it. It certainly wasn't my plan. That shows that the future of business has a large creative component, especially in the first world economies, where knowledge work can be outsourced, but creative work can't. And so having a creative degree or creative education, or even just creative interest as part of a mix of skills is really, really helpful in the world of business.
Latif, if I can just move on to you. Peter's taken kind of a creative idea and concept and turn it into an entrepreneurial kind of entity and enterprise. You come from more a technical, research-based background. What does your kind of profession do for the image, the kind of cool, slick image that IT entrepreneurs normally have of having these ultra-creative things, as opposed to being involved in the nitty-gritty, the research, the technical side? How important is that role in IT?
I think it's quite important. It's definitely one of the things that it's at least at this stage, not very glamorous. And coming from an academic background, we definitely saw that the numbers decreased of students coming to do these technical things. So what we've at least tried in our company is to try and have a fresh, interesting, funky feel to it, to try and attract that. And we're able to do nice, interesting things every day. So I think from that point of view, we had to do a lot in our culture to try and make it more glamorous than.
I'd like to at this point just say that NeoCat are one of the coolest websites around. You should totally check it out. Latif, back to you. You've of course done some very exciting research in the past few years. I mean, one of them was finding a way of detecting non-metal objects. That brings a whole kind of new side of cool to it, to the research side of things. Do you think that this proves that entrepreneurs can kind of come from anywhere? You can make it from any kind of idea or any platform of research if you work hard enough?
Definitely, I think one of the main things in research is to solve some other problem. I think you get researchers that just disappear in the lab completely, and they happen to do that. I want to see whatever I do have some other effect. So at least my work has always been, can I do something with it, can I make something with it? And as soon as you solve some problem, and there's other people that also have the same problem,
Peter, do you kind of have the same feeling that you'd like your work to have some kind of resonance and tangible effect? What is that?
Yeah, I think ultimately if your work does it, it's very unfulfilling. And even more than an economic effect, you want to have some sort of effect on society or on the country. You want to do something good. We've got a slogan that says, have fun, make money, do something good. If you're not having fun, it's difficult to make money. If If you're not making money, it's hard to do something good. But at the end of the day, you want to do something good. You know, you want quality work, you want it to benefit somebody, and you want to have a benefit to wider society.
You brought up the idea of kind of fulfillment, and many of our IT heroes have come in and said that kind of fulfillment trumps the money side of it most of the time.
Yeah.
They say they battle through things. And with a lot of the youth trying to get into IT, and especially make it as entrepreneurs, they're looking at the money first. I mean, what kind of priorities do you think are important, or what features as an entrepreneur in your case?
Look, I think that's a practical reality of life is that you need to earn a certain level of income to have a lifestyle that you're happy with, otherwise you're just unhappy. But a lot of, again, I've seen some research that says, for example, they studied Harvard graduates who went in there and interviewed them beforehand and said, why are you doing this? And most of them said to make a lot of money, and some of them said, I'm just totally passionate about business and I want to do an MBA because I love business. And then track them, and later on, the guys who said that they were passionate were the ones who made tons of money, and the guys who said they were doing it for money were struggling. So, I mean, I think that's just a principle in life. If you do something that you're passionate about, you will be successful.
Tip, you're actually a lecturer by profession. I mean, you stumbled into being an entrepreneur. How do you kind of cope with the change, if there was a conscious change, or did it just kind of see itself out?
I think it just happened over time. It just changed over time. I got more and more involved in the project and got more and more excited about it. And it just happened naturally. So it wasn't, for me, a big shift. It gradually happened over time.
Okay. And your colleagues tell us that you're kind of allergic to students and paperwork. Yeah, they find
definitely paperwork. Not the students so much. I did have a course where I had 700 first year students, and I think the big problem then was that you never really got to know anyone. So it was, if you had the final years or some postgrad students, you get to work with them more closely, and then it's much more fulfilling.
And when you aren't in the lab or lecturing to students, what do you like to do in your kind of off time?
Well, in my off time, I've been working on Neocat for the past 12 or 13 years. So
big hobby.
So it's a big hobby. It's pretty much a big hobby. So, yes.
What about you, Peter? What do you do to kind of wind down after being at the office and things like that?
I play guitar. Before I started out, I was in a band. I toured South Africa for a year.
Can I ask what the name of the band was?
It's called Union.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun. I play guitar and I mountain bike and do a bit of road biking as well.
Okay, that's awesome. And on to now the fun segment where we kind of take our heroes and ask them to reveal their strengths and weaknesses. If you had one superpower, what would it be and why?
Well, for me, I would love to be able to stop time, because I just don't have time to implement or get to all my ideas and do the things that I want to do. If I can stop time, get it all done, and go on.
It's a very good one. Invisibility. And I could sit in on a meeting and hear what people are saying.
If you were a superhero, would you wear your underpants on the outside or the inside? What about you, Peter?
Outside, I mean, what an opportunity.
If you had to describe your most trusted sidekick, person or an object, what would that be?
Well, I spend so much time on my computer, I would have to say that. But that's a bit nerdy, so.
Well, my one sidekick is definitely my wife, because being a busy entrepreneur, like, I wouldn't get to any of my personal life things. I go home and I say, what are we doing tonight? And she just tells me. So that's very helpful. I think my new toy that I really enjoy is my iPad. It really helps me with lots of stuff.
Okay. What's your kryptonite or weakness? What kind of weakens you as an IT entrepreneur here?
I don't always do these things that I find boring, that usually needs to be done. So it's definitely something to work on.
Mine's coffee, I like it so much that I drink too much and then my brain is going too fast and I talk nonsense.
Okay.
Like, not staring for the coffee. It's like, kryptonite.
Isn't it a good thing?
Okay, a warm thank you to our IT pros for taking the time to speak to us. Thanks so much, guys. If you'd like to find out more about our featured IT entrepreneurs for the week, please click on the IT entrepreneurs page or click on